Hey there, everyone. Jim here with Fantasy for the Ages, coming at you today with a quick take episode. Just me here to share some thoughts on something I think you'll find interesting from fantasy, science fiction, or any of the other nerdy things that Zach and I enjoy. If you like this episode, don't forget to like it down below. If you have not subscribed yet, we ask you to subscribe to our channel and then check down in the show notes all the other ways you can get in touch and interact with my son Zach and I about the things we do here and just other fun stuff you like to talk about, especially if you come find us on our Discord server. So, what am I here to talk about today? You saw the title. I'm bringing at you the 5 best and 5 worst character adaptations in the Wheel of Time on Prime Video. Now, this takes into account all of Season 1 and Season 2, which is out, and we're now suffering in the lull between seasons. So I've got some content to bring you here today. If you are a fan of these shows, I'll be interested to see what you think of my takes. If you hate the shows, well, these might be why when you listen to my takes. So either way, I hope you'll watch the episode. Let's start out with the best character adaptations they've made. Now, I'm not talking about the specific ways necessarily they've adapted characters. I'm talking about overall, when they took a character from the book and brought him or her to the screen, what this character has become, how the character has come to life. How awesome is it? Or how much do I can't stand it? That's what this episode's about. So I'm going to be a positive guy and talk about the good stuff first. And from the bottom to the top, here's my 5 best. Number 5, Alana Sedai. Now, the Adaptations has done a lot of things with her that we never saw in the book, but they could be part of her character. They truly could be, but it doesn't matter. Alana Sedai is delightful as a character. I've really enjoyed what they're doing with this person. Her warders, maybe. I mean, they put too much time to warders on the show, in my opinion, and I like warders, but that's not what I like Alana so much about. Although there was that one joke she kind of has with Egwene in her chamber that one time that had something to do with warders. That was a funny bit, but it's just overall the character development that we see, the personality that oozes through Alana Sedai, both the light, fluffy things and the deep, hearty character stuff as one of the green Aja Aes Sedai. So I'm liking Alana Sedai and how they brought her to the screen, how they fleshed her out as character. That's my 5th favorite. 4th, Loyal. Starting out, when I see Loyal on the screen in season 1, I'm like, that's not what an Ogier should look like. But if you're not just going to do it totally CGI, that's probably about the best you can do an Ogier practically, and it's warmed on me. Now, the actor and how he's bringing himself through this role, channeling Loyal, that's working. He's totally nailing it. And then, of course, we get to see much more of Loyal in season 2. We get to see active, strong, powerful Loyal, holding himself restrained Loyal, caring for others Loyal. I definitely have loved what they've done with Loyal so far and look forward to seeing more. Number 3, Nynaeve. Now, spoiler, she's the only one of the Emmonsfield 5 that makes my top 5 best character adaptations. They haven't been completely faithful to Nynaeve, as she is in the books, to how they've brought her to the screen, and yet she is the one that, at the core, I believe they have changed the least. We have almost entirely the true Nynaeve here. Her lack of patience, her absolute passion for caring for others, her frustration with the Aes Sedai, her desire to want to access power so she can help and heal, and her frustration that she's blocked. And just overall Nynaeve awesomeness and pulling her braid and her on-off relationship perhaps with Lan. There's just so many good things that they've done with Nynaeve that I'm really enjoying. And of course, there was that intense testing scene, a whole episode basically in season 2 that was brilliant. So, loving Nynaeve and what they've done there. Number 2, surprises me actually, and I wouldn't have said this after season one, but now with season two done, is Shamael is my second favorite. They have fleshed out this character so much more. We've got not a stereotype or a caricature of a bad guy. We have a powerful, deep, rational, logical character here. I really like the depth they've put into this Forsaken, this Chosen, a complex character with real thought behind it that is true to the book. Ashamael is Alman, is the one Forsaken that we see the most depth to in the books. And they've brought that to the screen in a really nice way. Even at the end of season two, the final scene with Shamael on the screen, I'm like, that's Shamael. Yes, they've done it. Well done to that actor. Kudos. He really did some good things for that character in season two. Okay, number one, hands down for me, Lanfear. And I did not expect to feel this way about Lanfear. When I saw them bring her in as Lady Selene, and it's a totally different relationship with Rand al'Thor, that warmed up on me really fast. That performance was amazing. I think the way they wrote, designed, costumed, portrayed Lanfear on the show is just hitting it out of the park. There was a lot of poo-pooing of this particular performer, this actor, when she was selected for this role, and they were all wrong. She delivered. This was so good. And that's the Lanfear that I loved seeing on the TV screen. So well done. Number one, best character adaptation. Again, not exactly what's in the book, but this one is where you truly can say they've kept the core of the character and made it even a little better. All right, those are the positives. Let's get to the negatives. The worst adaptation character choices so far. These, you guys, a lot of you are not going to agree with me, but this is how I feel. Fifth. So this is the least bad of the five that I don't care for what they've done. Rand al'Thor. He's too depressing. Emo boy, I don't know how I wanted to call it, but I don't see enough of the Rand I love yet. This is just not a fun guy. They made some choices to mature him, grow him a little more in season one that didn't hit quite right for me. And then what we saw with him season two, I liked the relationship he had with Selene, and the complexity we still see in him with it as he knows it's Lanfear now, but still I'm just not won over by this performance yet. Honestly, it might be Yosha that he's just not bringing out the Rand al'Thor I need to see yet. Maybe it's the writing. Hard to say, but he has not totally won me over yet. I feel sad about that. Number four, Swan Sanche, the Amerlin seat. I know some of you fans out there are just raving about her. You love her. She doesn't work for me at all yet. There's barely a scene that I've seen her on there where I was like, that's Swan. No, I do not see the character I know. This is the way the lines are written, the way they're being delivered, the way they fleshed out the character. None of it fits for me. She is a brilliant performer. This is not to disparage the delivery of the lines, the way she's carrying herself in the performance. I just don't like the choices that have been given to her. The direction, I guess, or maybe just the way this character has been written for this adaptation. Not my Amerlin. Sorry, it's just not there. Okay, number three, and this one's a mess. Matt Cawthon. Oh yeah, you can give us excuses and reasons. They had to rewrite a bunch of stuff because the original actor, Barney Harris, left. Then Donald Finn comes in, takes over the role. But what they did with the first season and Barney Harris, they made a terrible Matt Cawthon. Those were adaptation choices. They make his dad a loser. They make his mom nasty. They make him a cheat. Why? Those are not choices I needed. That is not the Matt that I want to know and love. That is not how he was in the book. Don't tell me that it is. No. You've adapted, you've changed, and you went too far with that for reasons, I guess, but I don't like the reasons. Nope. And what we got to see, what they created almost out of thin air in season two, most of that bored me a little bit. Didn't give Donald Finn much to work with. The final episode was fun. That I'm finally seeing something good with Matt. His whole Heroes of the Horn moment. And again, adaptation, there's changes made still from the book, but I could live with them. I could enjoy that. There was that moment when he's spouting the old tongue and charging forward in battle, and oh, that was great. His interactions with Perrin, with Rand, that stuff was good, but pretty much everything up until that point, didn't like it. Sorry. Matt's my favorite character in the books. Mess with him at your peril. Number two, Perrin. They have made so many changes to Perrin's character, and maybe there'll be more payoff coming, but it's still just not very good. I feel bad for this actor. He has not been given enough to work with. Wow. We still don't have enough to understand why they decided to make him married and kill his wife in the very first episode. That's a junk decision. Still. I gave him benefit of the doubt, though. They'll make it make sense later. And there's still not enough to make it make sense. No. I really want to like Perrin. It's, again, a great role in the books. But the choices they've consistently been making and sticking with is not bringing this character to life enough. Again, the final episode of season 2, there was some strong Perrin moments that I definitely got on board with. That's a long time to wait. Basically 16 episodes to get to something where I'm finally glad to see a Perrin I kind of recognize. Do better. Come on, guys. Do better. Number 1, the worst adaptation choice of all the characters I could think of is Min Farshaw. They have done Min dirty. We gotta have better from Min. Now, this is mostly based on books 1 and 2. There's a little elements of book 3 in here. Min is not very prominent in those, so they've actually given her more in the TV show so far, especially in the second season, than we ever got from her in the books at this point. But what they gave her that they're making up completely is seriously rewriting the character. Something that supposedly they weren't going to do, particularly with core characters. Min is a core character. And it's almost like they're making her a tertiary character, a throwaway character. What the heck? And now, I mean, you gonna make her a dark friend? Dark friend adjacent? She's having dealings with Leandrin, with the Shamael. I mean, come on. Not cool. So, by far, that's the worst character adaptation choices we've seen in the Wheel of Time on Prime Video. Prominently not mentioned in my top 5s on either end. Egwene Elvire. I don't know what to do with her. I just don't know. Overall, I'm enjoying Egwene's character, but I can't feel that it's the best or the worst. It's just there. But I'll tell you, her portrayal of the whole Damani sequence in season 2 was freaking amazing. So that alone was awesome. Still don't know where to put her. And Moraine Sedai and her steady and sturdy warder Lan. Middle of the road with those guys. There's things I like that they've done with them. There's things that I'm not on board with, but I don't feel strongly enough about either of them. So they're just sitting in the middle, kind of blah. No super love, no super hate. Okay, I don't hate any of these characters. It's the Wheel of Time. I love the Wheel of Time. Though what they've done with Min is close. Okay, there's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts about these things. Do you agree with my takes on these? Do you strongly disagree? Do you have vociferous comments you want to send my way? Do you need to look up what vociferous means now? Because I pulled that word out of deep depths of my vocabulary. Let me know. And comment below. Share away. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll talk to you next time.